someone to put it on the line. Someone with nothing to lose. Someone with absolutely no hope.
Jesus, Jimmy, what the hell happened here, buddy?
So this is Louis, otherwise known as, is it Ray from the Trailer Park Boys?
Listen. You hear that? No, are you drunk? Yes, but listen.
Way she goes, boys. In terms of recording commentaries, not been good. Hasn't been good for a month. People are like, oh, you disappeared, you're gone, you're dead, are you ever going to stream again? Are you ever going to record another commentary? Where'd you go? It's like, hey guys, have you ever thought about the fact that maybe I've been recording fucking commentaries this entire fucking time, and all of them have been unusable? Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered that for the last month I have been recording commentaries, and I haven't been able to do one that I've found decent? Have you ever considered that? Because that has been the case. And it has been incredibly frustrating. But that is the way that it goes sometimes. That you just can't come up with anything usable. And so, for today, we are here to talk about what's been going on today, because today is a coordination day. What is a coordination day? A coordination day is when a bunch of people involved in politics all exchange, emails, text messages. Maybe they're on a private image board. I don't know what they do exactly. They're in a Facebook group. But they exchange messages and they coordinate an exact day where they are going to launch what is effectively a political op or a campaign. Usually fairly short. Usually it's designed to get into the news cycle for the next 2 to 3 days, but usually not longer than that. And so what they do is they are usually spurred into action from something. In this particular case, it's Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, I believe his name is, leading a feigned resistance in Congress where they're going to oppose electoral votes. And it's like, well, are you actually going to do that? No, we're actually going to say that we're going to have a commission to investigate the election or something like that. And it's going to last 10 days, and, during those 10 days, we're going to get 2 stacks of cash from China, and we're going to get threatened within the party. The CIA is going to show up with a bullet with their name on it, and then we're going to slam the gavel and say, there was no problem with the election. Joe Biden is the most popular president in American history, despite all the reasons why that makes no sense whatsoever. Despite all that, you don't have any evidence, and it's because we can't, we haven't been able to have any of these cases go to court. They've all been denied. None of them have been heard. And so you have no evidence. Therefore, Joe Biden is the president. And in any case, what happened was that today there was a coordination going on. And so you had Lindsey Graham, you had Larry Hogan, you had a bunch of people on the right. You got, what's his name, David French. You got Goldberg, or whatever that fucking faggot's name is. You got a bunch of people. And all at once, they all come out, and what is their one message? Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. They all beat the drum together at once. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump. The reason why that happens is because they are given an excuse to do that when that is their general message. And the reason they're doing this is because they want the Republicans to lose. They want the Republican Party to take losses. They want to lose the Senate. They want to not regain the House in 2022 or 2024. They want the Republicans to lose. And the reason they want the Republicans to lose is so that they can demoralize and diminish the insurgent nationalists that are right now attempting to try to take control of the party. That is what is currently going on. The base of the party, your average boomer Republican, they are more and more aligning with a nationalist sentiment or a nationalistic sentiment. The elite of the party realize this. They realize that the Republican Party right now, what is in vogue, what is fashionable, is nationalism. You could see this with Ted Cruz, the slippery fucking operator that he is, Josh Hawley and others who are already positioning themselves to take the mantle of Trump. And in order to take that mantle, in order to take that fucking, to put a cloak around you of a political ideology, the most popular thing right now is to be that of a nationalist. And so that's what they're doing. They're positioning themselves for 2024, and they're doing so under the cloak of nationalism. The reason they're doing that, and not neoconservatism or neoliberalism or internationalism or anything else, the reason they're doing that is because that is what is fashionable among the base right now. It has been that way for a while, but Trump is really the person, the maverick, so to say, that spurred on that idea, and that has now caught on with the base in a very, very big way, to a degree where if you measured it objectively, it is anywhere from 75 to 96% of the Republican base support that concept of nationalistic or nationalist politics from the right. And so the response from people in the party who want to win, they see that and they say, yes, I'm a nationalist, because that is what the base wants. That's politics. And to me, that's fine. I don't trust Ted Cruz at all. I don't know enough about Josh Hawley to trust him, but it's fine for that to be what, politics is. You're a politician, 96 to, anywhere from that high, that liberal interpretation to 75%, which I believe to be the conservative interpretation of how fashionable it is among the base. They're seeing that and reflecting that in what they're saying and their positioning and that, the pivoting that they do in terms of politics. That's fine. That's politics. The bad thing, the thing I really, really don't like, are the people who are highly, highly ideologically charged, who hate nationalism, who are not themselves nationalists, and so they see that and they say, well, rather than go along with the base or go along with the party or try to win and maybe try to, infiltrate or, pivot to some degree so I can be an internationalist or whatever, whatever their actual ideology is, if they don't have, maybe they don't have any ideology. You can never really say with some of these people, but instead of just going along with the base, going along with the party, instead what they're doing is trying to spike the party's popularity. They're trying to cause disruption with the party so that they weaken the party, so that Republicans start losing. They want the Republicans to lose, so that way the base is demoralized and that they can sweep in and try to win. And they are ideologically charged. And all the people I've named, anyone who's celebrating this, anyone who is attempting to cause Trump to lose, who deliberately attempted, like in Georgia, everyone in Georgia, every Republican in Georgia, if you're a resident in Georgia listening to this, I don't trust you, because these are your elected officials, and they are demonstrably worse than even blue state Republicans, rather. Like, your elected Republicans in a so-called red state are demonstrably worse than New York State Republicans. Because in New York State, are they likely paid to lose? Yeah. But they're at least kind of generally respectable people when they're not fucking random whores. Outside of their infidelities and their, insider trading tips and all that sort of thing, there's despicable people. I don't know a single Republican in New York that's honestly respectable who's an elected official. There might be one, I'm just not aware of them. But in many ways, they are better people than you people in Georgia who are not even traitors. Like, you guys are actively sabotaging the entire Republican Party and the entire right wing merely for the sake of, I don't even know, like, attempting to have the Democrats win nationwide. The reason being, because we don't have enough Mitt Romneys in the party. We don't have enough John McCain's in the party. We don't have enough mercenary sellout 2 stacks of Chinese cash fucking pieces of shit who, the minute this country crumbles, will rip the cord on their golden parachute, fly out of this nation, and live in some fucking French villa. Who don't give a goddamn about this nation, who are betting on the total collapse of our nation and the insurgent power of the Chinese state worldwide. Like, they're betting on that. As far as I can tell, every single fucking Republican in Georgia is among that group of people. If you are from Georgia and you're listening to this, hang your fucking head in shame. Because you have elected some of the worst people in the nation. Like, there are Democrats that are elected currently who I have more respect for than you and your elected officials. It is unbelievable what you're doing currently and what your so-called representatives are doing at the moment. It is unbelievable. You are not just sabotaging the Republican Party itself actively and openly, transparently, laughing and joyfully doing it as you do it, but you are actively sabotaging the right-wing movement in the United States. And I don't understand what in the world you are doing. I have no idea what the hell is going on in Georgia, but you are worse than blue state Republicans. You are worse. Because they're sellouts. And self-sabotaging, sure, but they're not so destructive that they are not only inhibiting and diminishing that of the Republican Party, which should be going on to win big in the House in 2022. That should be what occurs. But as it stands, every fucking cocksucking talking head out there, every fucking Republican official, and every fucking talking head in intelligentsia of the right is actively sabotaging the fucking party right now. It is unbelievable to the degree that the fucking party and all these members of it, all these elected officials of the Republicans are actively sabotaging not just Trump, but the entire goddamn movement. You know, it's on multiple levels. The fucking president, the party, the movement. They're sabotaging the whole fucking thing. It is unbelievable what is going on right now. So, you know, it is really true that what is the wrong move is to abandon this party. The right move is to come in, take over these positions, take over the apparatus, take it over and kick all of you out. We are slated to take the House in 2022. What the fuck is going on? This election cycle was not a loss for the Republicans. We should have retained the Senate. We are going to take the House in 2022, if not for these fucking people. And Trump was cheated out of a victory. That is simply what the state of the election was, what it is. We didn't get blown out in any states. We didn't get blown out in the House. We didn't get blown out in the Senate. We had one seat, that being the President of the United States, stolen from us in a fraudulent series of elections in all these different states. But otherwise, the election was fine. For us. For the right. Not just for the party, but for the right. It was fine. Not a big win, but not a loss. You can build on that. But it seems like everyone in the fucking party just wants to destroy the whole fucking thing. And we're sitting here on our end being like, well, you know what we should do? We should destroy the entire party, when it's like they're abandoning the fucking party, for crying out loud. You have all these people. It isn't just that one Amash guy. It's all these Republicans abandoning the party. We're literally pushing them out. Why not we fill the void? Fill the void, people! Oh my God, man. It is so bad. Today has been so bad. Because it's like, you know, I hope somebody is writing down some of these fucking names. I hope somebody is writing down some of these names. Like, just, you're writing down, okay, this person from Maryland, okay, this person maybe from Arizona, and then it's just like Georgia. Not even like who's from Georgia, just Georgia. Literally every elected Republican official in Georgia. Just put Georgia on the list. Because I have no idea what's happening there and what is wrong with you Georgians. You Georgians. I have no idea what is wrong with you. But every one of your elected officials is just a Democrat pretending to be a Republican. But the minute there is any pushback, the minute there's any question as to their allegiance, they're out there literally on the same campaign stage with the Democrats, hoping that they win and Republicans lose nationwide. Oh man, it has been wild. But yeah, what needs to occur is, and this is the smart way to do it. What is going on right now? All the, the people in the Senate that are, not just backstabbing Trump, but they are actively cheerleading the Democrats. Like Mitt Romney is a good example of that. Just actively championing for Republican losses so that Democrats can win, so that the nationalist momentum dies and that the neocons can come back. That is what he's doing. That is his strategy and the strategy of many others. The people that want Trump to lose and the nationalists to lose, they want to diminish the base. They want to demoralize the base. They want to outlast the nationalist sentiment that has grown among the base so that the neocons and neoliberals can come back. That is the entire reason why they're doing what they're doing. Hang all of this on Mitch McConnell and destroy him. Hang all of this on Lindsey Graham and destroy him. You can do this in a very politically intelligent fashion where you take all of this dysfunction, discord, disharmony. They want to pin it on Trump. That's what they're trying to do. Turn around and pin it on Mitch McConnell. Make the argument that this is all because of the charismatic void, the leadership deficit that is Mitch McConnell. Pin it on him. Retain the Senate. Win the House. Get rid of him. And especially that fucking faggot, whatever his Mick name is, the cock-sucking Mick that is attempting to become the majority leader in the House for the Republicans. He is worse than Mitch McConnell. He is one of these people. He is a Mitt Romney. He is a fucking traitor. He needs to go instantly. He needs to be gone. That guy is he's worse in every way than Mitch McConnell. I'd rather have Mitch McConnell leading the fucking House than that guy. Obviously I'm saying because he's a senator, Mitch McConnell, but you get what I'm saying here. That as bad as Mitch McConnell is and how self-interested in that, self-serving Mitch McConnell is, like his whole goal is his own power in the Senate, and that's it. He's against Trump and all the rest of it. I'd rather have him there than that guy in the House. That guy is a fucking leftist stooge, dude. That guy is not a Republican. He is just a Democrat with an R after his name. That guy will fucking stab us all in the back the second he wins the majority in the House, dude. He needs to go this instant. But the point is in all this that I can't stand it because it's like the Republican Party should be on its way to take back what we had at the beginning of Trump's term. We are slated to keep the Senate and gain the Senate, gain some seats. We are slated to obviously win the House, and I don't see anyone contesting that the Republicans are slated to take the House in either 2022 or at the latest 2024. But it's like the Republican Party itself is doing everything in its power to lose. They actively are trying to lose. And like I say, what has to happen? And the reason they're doing this is because they want to hurt the base. They want to get past the fashionable nature of, they are afraid of big wins with nationalist candidates. They're afraid of this upsurge of all of these nationalist candidates in the House and potentially in the Senate. They're deathly afraid of that because they realize that eventually it's going to reach them, that the base is going to figure this out, that we're all going to figure this out, that at the top of the party, none of these people are nationalists. All these people are neocons, neoliberals, internationalists. None of them are nationalists. And so the base is going to say to the representatives who are allegedly nationalists, hey, all these fucking people are neocons and leftists and socialists and blah, blah, blah. Get rid of them. And then, naturally, the representatives are going to coordinate themselves and say, listen, we're going to get fucking ramrodded. I got my re-election coming up. We're going to get fucking murdered. We got to get rid of these guys. And you will see a response. They probably won't be powerful enough to take out somebody like Mitch McConnell, but that fucking douchebag in the House that wants to be, he's a minority leader, he wants to be a majority leader, he's some fucking random jagoff. He could easily lose a primary, that guy. He's a fucking loser. So that's a guy who's easy to get rid of. And there's plenty of guys like that in the fucking party. So that's the fear. That's why they want to create the conditions for the Republicans to lose, because they're afraid of all these, like, foaming at the mouth, you know, closer to, like, Louis Gohmert-style politicians. But it's like, at least Louis Gohmert, somebody like that, is far more, you know, simple as a politician. Like, you don't really see this guy as, like, a Ted Cruz slick, slimy cocksucker. Like, he is what he is, you know what I mean? He's like that guy from New York who I think got ousted. Steve King? Whoever he was, I'm pretty sure he got ousted from the party. But it's like, do you really see that guy as slick? The guy who managed to talk his way out of the party and out of I think it was a congressional seat. You see that guy as, like, slimy, sleek, like, you know, scheming in the background as, like, a neocon or anything like that, or just a dummy, a simple-as Team Red dummy, boomer, you know? I'd rather have guys like that who's a dummy than have these sleek fucking, you know, backroom operating cocksuckers like Ted Cruz, who you never really know what they believe, like, what their motivations are, what they're actually trying to accomplish, what they'll actually do. You don't really know. I don't like politicians like that. As effective as they may be in some regards, I don't like that because you never really know what they're after. And politicians you can't trust to that degree, you should never vote for, and I never do. And I never would, because I don't trust you, and it's not in the same way of, like, you're a pussy or you flip-flop or, you know, as bad as that is, it's like you're really only pursuing your own power. And so the higher offices that you reach, it's like, it's way too dangerous. Like, if you're dog catcher and you're slimy, sleek operator, whatever. But, like, look at Gavin Newsom. Same deal, like, moving up and up and up and up and up, just moving up the ladder of power. And all the while, proving he's a hypocrite, proving he's a mercenary. You know, he's after those 2 stacks of Chinese cash. Like, you really want to vote for that guy, even though he's effective? Like, you know, you shouldn't do that. It's dangerous. And so, yeah, it is really a mess right now with the Republicans. I don't want to, you know, trip all over myself and ruin this commentary, but it is incredibly bad right now with the Republican Party because a lot of metrics of the last election were positive. They weren't, you know, breakout, you know, blowout victory, anything like that, even with the numbers that we can base on what the results were, which obviously didn't make any sense. But even based on that, the numbers for the Republicans were in many ways positive. There were some losses among white voters, and that's a problem. And I see a lot of people just speculating and guessing on that, and it's like, no, you're not doing the research, you're not actually collecting the data, because you don't want to research this election because you know it's bullshit. So you're just making inferences and all this shit, you're speculating. You don't want to actually take the data and do the investigations because you know that the minute this gets anywhere, you actually do any studies on this election, nothing about it is going to make sense, and then it raises too many questions about the results and who actually won, you know? This has been a very different election. Usually right after an election, especially where it's an upset, you see all the diagnostics come into play. You see everyone start the research. Everyone starts researching what exactly happened. You collect all this data. You got your data sets. You start writing papers. You have all the internal stuff within the parties. The machinery kicks in. Okay, diagnostics and analysis. What happened? That isn't happening this election cycle. It's not happening. I've seen almost zero research into what has been going on with this election. What happened with the results? Who voted for what? Why? Who? What? Where? None of that. Just base Cubanos in Florida, and that's it. Shut it down. No other fucking research. Just, hey, some Latinos voted for us in Florida. That's it. And the reason is no one wants to dig into the election because they know it is fucking horse shit. It's been aggravating today, man. I'm going to have to fucking get off of Twitter and just do something else. Because, man, it has been so bad. But yeah, I'll end on saying that my basis for what should be done is that the nationalists should be infiltrating the party. They should be infiltrating the apparatus. They should be infiltrating the institutions. We should not be throwing in the towel on the Republicans because the people we hate are quitting the party. We can force them out. They're already quitting without any fucking impetus or pressure from us. We're not even doing anything other than just being around wearing a MAGA cap saying, I like Trump and I'm a nationalist. And they're quitting the party in frustration based on that. Because the base is all leaning in that direction. And it's like, throw in the towel, give it up. It's like, we're winning the party. The problem is, though, the self-sabotage. And so what that requires is for us to boot them out and fill the vacuum. Fill the vacuum of these people quitting, flaming out the rest of it. We get rid of these people and we take over the fucking party. It's happening even though we're all disorganized and doing fuck all as it is. They're quitting. We could win if we continue to take the party. During the primary, nominate nationalist candidates. The most nationalist candidate there isn't running in your district, nominate that person. Vote for that person. Participate in that way. It's a very small, minimal way. Whoever is the most nationalist candidate in your primary, in your district, vote for that candidate in the primary. Push out any Republican who is not a nationalist. The base is with us. They're with us. It is overwhelming. Saying it's the majority is underselling it. That is not even a conservative estimate. It is 75% to 96% of the party that are feeling the vibration, who are in the vibe of nationalistic politics. That is what is popular. It is highly fashionable. We can win this. All that it requires is the minimal amount of participation on our part and just an unrelenting message that this is the politics of the right, that this is what is the future of the right. Pushing that repeatedly, never deviating and never giving these people an iota, because we are literally pushing them out. They are actively joining the Democratic Party. Let them do that. Let them all proclaim themselves to be Democrats and leftists, and let us be the nationalist party. We are gaining votes. We are gaining votes. That is all that fucking matters in a democracy. As stupid as our system is, when we are winning votes, that is all that fucking counts. The problem is the sabotage, but also the ballots. We aren't going to win any elections if the other side can just print and ship votes. But without that means by which to rob someone of an election, they don't have anything. Nothing. So everything as it is right now is playing in our favor. The problem is the sabotage and the cheating, the fraudulence that's going on. That is the problem, but that can be remedied. It can be remedied. We just have to push for that, never relent, and anyone who gets in our way, anyone who becomes an obstacle, run over them, demolish them, fuck them up, primary them, get rid of them, purge them from the party. That they're already weak. They're weak people. So this is not a problem. And I'll leave it there before this is an hour long. Thank you for listening.